Hi class, today I'm talking to you about the RockStar Word Babbler rule. Okay, so the RockStar Word Babbler rule. All right, so what this is about. You will be getting a sheet that looks like this entitled RockStar Word Babbler. So first I'm going to tell you what your role work is based on the Word Babbler part. So prior to your Lit Circle meeting, you have to have read the section of the book that goes with this Lit Circle meeting. So if this is Lit Circle 1, you have to have read section 1 of your book for your Lit Circle meeting, which I've given you the page numbers. Okay, so the Word Babbler part. Okay, the Word Babbler, and is about finding high-level vocabulary words as you read. Okay, so as you're reading, use your sticky notes to mark when you find a vocabulary word that you don't know the meaning to, so you know where to go and find it later on. For all this stuff, you need to read these directions in detail. I'm just giving you a brief overview, but you have to go and really read these directions yourself, so that way you're not making any mistakes and you're not getting counted off points because you didn't read the detailed instructions. So make sure you read all the detailed instructions. So like I said, as you read, you're going to find at least 3 vocabulary words in that section of the book that you're supposed to read for that first Lit Circle, or if you're on the second Lit Circle, it'd be for the second section of the book for that Lit Circle meeting. Okay, it don't say to me like, well, I couldn't find a vocabulary word. I knew all the words. Well, if that's the case, if you knew all the words, then pick a word that you might feel that the rest of your group might not know, that maybe is not as commonly used, or could be a word that maybe you sort of know, but like if you had to use it yourself, you would have trouble using it yourself in a sentence, or just in general, you think that most group members might not know it, okay? So that's why I say it's easiest to do this as you're reading and not go back and look for it later, because then you're spending so much time looking through all the pages of your book for words. So as you're reading, as soon as you see a word that you don't really know that well, put a sticky note to mark it, okay? All right, so when you're done reading your section of the book for that Lit Circle meeting, you're gonna write the sentences that the word was in. I don't want just the one sentence that the word is in. I want the sentence before and after it as well. So you're writing a total of 3 sentences at least. The sentence before the word, the sentence that has the word, and the sentence after the word. Okay, you're gonna write that right here where it says high level vocab word 1. Okay, so you put your first one there. But remember, when you're taking sentences from a book, you must quote them so you're not plagiarizing. So make sure you put quotation marks around your sentences after you copy them correctly, and you cite it with the parentheses at the end, giving the author credit so you are not plagiarizing. If you plagiarize, remember that you can be written up, it can go on your transcripts, colleges can see it, can prevent you from getting into colleges, you can take away scholarship money, you can get in trouble, you get a 0 here, you don't want all that, okay? So make sure that you just give the author credit by citing it, like we've always taught you, with the author's last name and page number in the parentheses at the end. So I'll show you, like I kind of wrote one. Remember, we've learned this in class several times. Okay, so obviously your quote will be a lot longer than mine here, but I'm just showing you an example. This would be the quote. You put quotation marks around it. Then pretend that my author's last name is Smith. I'm just making up one. Okay, if my author's last name is Smith, I put his last name in the parentheses. Let's say I got the vocab word from page 98. I put 98. And remember, my period goes on the outside of the parentheses. It does not go before the parentheses. I'm moving my period to the outside. And if you notice in my citation, there's no commas, there's no PG or page. It just is the author's last name and the page number, close your parentheses, period on the outside. Okay, so remember your quotation marks go before it too. They go, make sure you put everything in the right spot. So author's last name and page number, wherever you found it, okay? So you copy your 3 sentences out of the book, put your quotes around it, cite it with the author's last name and page number. Then remember to underline the vocab word. So underline the word that you're defining, okay? Then down here below, you're gonna analyze it. And you're also going to give a real definition. So first you're going to analyze it. How do they use it in the book? Right? How do they, what I would do to do this is look up the meaning for real first, and then looking at the meanings, sit there and say, okay, now how do they use it in the book? Because words have multiple meanings. There might be 3 definitions for the word. So you're going to write down how you're going to put the actual dictionary definition, but you also need to explain how they used it in the book. Okay, so it says analyze how they used the the word in the passage, and also give the dictionary definition that you looked up as well. So you're going to have multiple sentences here. It should not be one sentence because you're doing two things there. And you might have to explain in more than one sentence how they used it in the book. So, and if it has multiple definitions, then make sure you're putting down the full definition as well. You might want to also put down if it's an adjective or a noun or a verb. Okay, but whatever you write, your sentences, remember to proofread them for grammar because grammar does count. Every time you write a sentence, remember you're being graded for grammar, so every time you make a grammar error, it's points off, so make sure that you're not getting points off for grammar errors, okay? So proofread it forwards and backwards at the end before you turn anything into me, just like I've always taught you. And you're checking your clauses. In your own writing, you don't have contractions. In your own writing, you don't start a sentence with and or but. And you make sure that you've checked your clauses and everything is good to go, okay? And all your punctuation's in the right spot. Okay, so analyze how it's used in the book, the word, and give the dictionary definition. Okay, then you're going to do that same thing for your second word and your third word. So your second word will go here. Once again, remember, copy down the three sentences, the one before it, the one the word is in, and the sentence after the word. Remember, put quotes around it and cite it at the end, author's last name and page number. Then you'll analyze the second word, how they explain how they use it in the book, and also in another sentence, give the dictionary definition as well. Okay, remember to proofread for grammar. Do the exact same thing for the third vocabulary word from that section of the book. Quote it from the book, put your quotation marks around it, cite it, and then analyze it down here and give the dictionary definition. Okay, so that is the word babbler part of your role. The next is the RockStar part. The RockStar part, you get to choose lyrics to a song that relate to that section of the book somehow. Okay, remember that the lyrics must be school appropriate. You are not going to be playing the song out loud, so it's not about playing the song. You're actually printing the lyrics. That's why you have to have a printer for this, or you can email it the lyrics to someone in your group who can print them up. Okay, so when you find the lyrics, you're gonna have to print them up. Make sure that you include the website information, like who sings it, the website where you got it, and the URL. So make sure that you have the URL on the sheet that you print up. The URL is basically the like lyrics.com, wherever you got it, that thing at the top of your screen that tells like the web address, basically. Okay, so like I said, you're gonna have to find lyrics that somehow relate to the book or the pages that you read. Now, what do I mean by that? It could relate, like maybe like if somebody was going through a breakup in the book, in that part of the book, there's several songs about breakups and heartbreaks. Find a song that can relate to it. If someone unfortunately passes away in the book, find a song about, loss. Okay. For example, Eric Clapton, he's a classic rock singer. When he in real life, his son passed away, and afterwards he wrote the song Tears in Heaven. It's about his son passing away. Okay, so you can find a song that relates to the story somehow. I wouldn't suggest picking like songs where the same lyrics are repeated over and over and over again, because then it doesn't give you substance to write about. You want to have pick a song that has more substance to the lyrics. So, because remember, you're not playing the song for us; we're reading the lyrics. So, pick a song that the lyrics connect to the story somehow. Once again, your lyrics must be school appropriate. So, let's say you have a song that you really like and really matches, but there's like one or two bad words in it. Then Google the radio edited version, because you know that sometimes when they play it on the radio, they edit out the bad words. So you can find maybe the version without the bad words, okay? But however, if it is a song that is degrading to any race or gender or person, do not pick it. It is not school appropriate. If you have questions or if you have doubts at all, then you need to talk to me before this is due, so that way I can improve it. So if you're at all in question, then talk to me immediately. But it cannot be something that's degrading and calling, it has to be something, once again, school appropriate, okay? So like I said, if you're in doubt, ask me to look at it and see if I think it's okay, okay? So read these instructions very carefully. like I said, you're going to print the lyrics out with the URL and the website and who sings it and all that stuff. Okay, then down here, you're going to write the song title. Song title gets quotes around it because it's a title. It's kind of like a title of an article. We put quotation marks around a title of an article. A song title, remember, you're going to capitalize each word, like the beginning of the word in the song title, and you're going to put quotation marks around a song title. Then you're going to tell us who sings it, if it was like an artist or a group, okay, who sings it. Then here is where you're going to analyze it. Now, this is the part that I'm really grading you on as far as what you have to say. Okay, so here it needs to be thorough. That means at least like 8 to 11 sentences, okay? At least 8 to 11 sentences. Thorough. And it needs to tell how the song connects to the book. So you're going to tell me, what does it say in the song? And what does it say in the book? And how do those two things connect? So you need to tell me what's it talking about in the song and what's it talking about in the book and in that section of the book that you read and how those things connect. So make sure you're thorough in your explanation of how you saw this connection. Right? Maybe it was the mood, maybe it was an event that connected to the song, but you have to somehow explain that thoroughly. And once again, remember, you're being graded for grammar, so proofread forward and backward. Like I told you, check your clauses, make sure you have proper punctuation between your clauses, no contractions, do not start a sentence with and or but, make sure your sentences are complete, they make sense, and you are clear in your writing, because your writing is being graded on, especially for grammar. So make sure you're thorough and you proofread and you're clear on the connections. Okay. After that, the last thing you're going to do is you're going to come up with a discussion question that relates to your lyrics. Okay, what I mean by discussion question, I do not mean a fact recall question. Like, do not ask me something I can look up in the song or the book. Like, don't say, okay, well, what was Johnny wearing in this scene? Because I could look that up in the book. That's a fact recall question. Don't say, okay, what was the song about? Well, we know what the song's about because you're going to read the lyrics to us. You don't have to sing them, but you're going to read the lyrics to the group. So we know what the song's about because you told us what it's about. So you need to make a discussion question. So once again, what do I mean by discussion question? Discussion question gets your group relating and discussing the lyrics and the book connections. Like maybe have them say, I'm just giving you an example. Like, do you feel that the lyrics, can you see a connection between the lyrics and the book that maybe I didn't mention? If so, why? Why not? Have them explain. Don't just have them say no. And remember that everybody has to answer your questions in your group. So everyone in your group must answer you. Okay, so something to get them talking. Maybe, how did you feel when I was reading the lyrics to you? How did you feel? What kind of connections were you making as I read the lyrics to you? Okay, so come up with a way to get them discussing the lyrics. And you can be more creative than I am, because I'm just thinking of something quickly. Okay. But once again, proofread your question because once your own writing, you're being graded for grammar. Okay. So there are 2 things you're going to be turning into your group binder. Remember, your work must be turned into your group binder before the meeting date because there is no late work. I don't want your work after the fact. That defeats the whole point. The whole point is to have your work to share it with your group. If you have it after the group meeting, who cares? Because you didn't have it there to share it with them. So I'm not accepting late work. End of story. No late work. You have to have it in the group binder, in your section of the group binder, the class before the meeting date. Okay? So there's 2 things that you're turning into your group binder in your section. You're going to have your copy of school appropriate lyrics printed out. And like I said, if you don't have a printer, then get someone in your group to print them for you and send them the link. Okay. Have those printed out. Those will go in your section. And behind that will go this sheet that you filled out with the vocabulary words and your analysis and your discussion question. This goes behind your lyrics in your section of the binder. If you have questions, you can always rewatch this video or ask me in class. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video.